Listen, I need to tell you something. You've done everything right. You automated your retirement savings. You pay yourself first. You've built a discipline that younger folks still struggle to grasp. But there's something draining your progress, something so quiet you can't hear it. It's happening right now while you're listening to these words. Picture this. A woman named Sarah sits at her kitchen table. She's 67, recently retired. She's proud of her savings discipline. Every month, like clockwork, she moves money into her retirement account. She's done this for decades. She feels in control. Then one afternoon, she opens her credit card statement. She sees a charge for $9.99, then another for $14.99, then $12.99. She squints at the tiny descriptions: streaming service, cloud storage, meal planning app, things she signed up for last year, or was it 2 years ago? She doesn't remember the last time she used that meal planning app. Sarah pulls out a notepad. She starts writing down every recurring charge. The list grows: fitness app she forgot about after her knee surgery, magazine subscription that auto-renewed, premium music service she thought she'd canceled. 15 minutes later, she's looking at $237 leaving her account every single month. That's $2,844 a year, vanishing for services she barely remembers exist. Research from behavioral economists at CR Research reveals something startling. 3 out of 4 adults underestimate how much they spend on subscriptions. Not by a little, by significant margins. The average person thinks they spend about $111 monthly. The reality? $273. That gap represents $1,944 annually. Money you thought you had, money you never noticed leaving. This isn't about being careless, it's about how our brains work. Daniel Kahneman won a Nobel Prize studying this. He discovered that losses hurt us twice as much as equivalent gains please us. This principle, loss aversion, explains why we stay subscribed to things we don't use. Canceling feels like losing access even when we haven't used that access in months. Your automated savings, that's working exactly as designed. But your automated expenses, they're working against you and they're growing faster than you realize. The subscription economy wasn't built by accident, it was engineered. In 1979, researchers Kahneman and Tversky published their groundbreaking work on prospect theory. They proved that humans make predictably irrational decisions about money. Companies studied this research carefully, very carefully. They learned something powerful: small recurring charges bypass our financial radar. Your brain treats a $9 monthly fee differently than it treats a $108 annual payment. Even though they're identical, the monthly charge feels trivial, manageable, nothing to worry about. This is called mental accounting. We create different psychological buckets for different types of spending. Your grocery budget lives in one bucket, your subscription services live in another. And that subscription bucket? It doesn't get the same scrutiny. Companies know this, they've built entire business models around it. Think about how you signed up for most of your subscriptions. A free trial? Probably just enter your credit card. No charge today. This triggers what behavioral economists call the zero price effect. Free feels irresistible, we overvalue it dramatically. But here's the trap: after the trial ends, you're automatically enrolled. Canceling requires action, staying requires nothing. This exploits status quo bias, our powerful tendency to stick with default options. A study published in the Journal of Risk and Uncertainty found that people overwhelmingly prefer whatever option requires no action. Nearly 72% of subscribers with automatic renewals maintain those subscriptions. Not because they actively want them, because changing feels harder than continuing. The subscription companies understand something else too: the sunk cost fallacy. Once you've paid for 3 months of something, canceling feels like admitting those 3 months were wasted. So you keep paying, trying to justify your previous spending, trying to make the investment worthwhile. But money already spent is gone. The only question that matters is, does this subscription add value to my life right now? For most of us, the honest answer is no. Let's talk about what this actually means. Real numbers, real impact. The average household now carries 8.2 active subscriptions. Monthly spending averages $118. That's $1,416 annually. But remember, most people underestimate by huge margins. Some studies show actual spending closer to $273 monthly. That's $3,276 yearly. Now here's where it gets serious. Imagine you took that $273 every month. Instead of letting it drain away on forgotten services, you invested it. Modest 7% annual return, historically conservative for a diversified portfolio. Over 10 years, you'd accumulate roughly $47,000 over 20 years, nearly $142,000. That's not theoretical money, that's your freedom, your security, your ability to retire comfortably or help a grandchild with college. But it gets worse because subscriptions don't stay still. They increase every year, prices creep upward. 5% here, 10% there. Netflix started at $8 monthly. Now their premium tier costs $23. Amazon Prime was $79 annually in 2005. Today it's $139. Your income doesn't automatically increase to match, but your subscription costs do. Research published in Marketing Science examined what they call trapped loyalty customers stay subscribed even when dissatisfied. Why? Because companies make canceling deliberately difficult, hidden in menus, requiring phone calls, creating friction. One study found that 42% of consumers forgot about subscriptions entirely. They're still being charged for services they haven't opened in months or years. Think about your own list. How many apps sit on your phone unused? How many streaming services did you watch last month? All of them, or just one or two? The meal kit subscription you got during early quarantine, still charging you? The language learning app you used for 3 weeks last January, still there. The premium news site you read twice, still deducting. Each one seems small, but small leaks sink ships. I need you to understand something fundamental. This isn't happening because you're bad with money. It's happening because subscription services are designed to exploit specific quirks in human psychology. The endowment effect is particularly powerful here. Research shows we value things we already have more highly than identical things we don't own. Once you're subscribed, that subscription feels like yours. Canceling means giving it up. That creates an emotional barrier. Studies in consumer psychology reveal that people assign higher value to subscription services simply because they currently possess access, even when they use them rarely. The mere ownership creates attachment. Then there's habit formation. According to research published in the Journal of Consumer Research, subscription services embed themselves into our routines. We don't actively choose to use Netflix, we just do. It becomes automatic behavior. This creates what researchers call low engagement retention. You're not enthusiastically using the service, you're just continuing. The subscription renews. You barely notice another month passes. The bundling trend makes this worse. One survey found that 60% of bundled subscribers use fewer than half the included features, but they can't opt out of unwanted parts. It's all or nothing. Companies are betting you won't do the math. They're betting on your inertia, your status quo bias, your tendency to avoid the minor discomfort of canceling. And for most people, that bet pays off. Academic research confirms this. A study examining subscription behavior found that only 1/3 of customer retention comes from genuine value. 2/3 comes from psychological factors, sunk costs, habit, loss aversion, factors that have nothing to do with whether you're actually getting your money's worth. Think about that. Most of what you're paying for isn't value. It's psychology. So what do we do about this? Here's what doesn't work. Trying to remember every subscription, attempting to track everything mentally, trusting yourself to notice when renewals hit. Your brain wasn't designed for that. The companies know it. What works is creating a system, an annual ritual. A subscription audit that removes guesswork and emotional decision-making from the equation? I'm going to walk you through it 15 minutes, once a year. That's all it takes to reclaim thousands. Step 1. The discovery phase. 5 minutes. Pull up your bank statements, credit card statements too. Go back 3 months. Look for any recurring charge. Anything that appears monthly, quarterly, or annually. Write them all down. Every single one. Don't rely on memory. You'll miss things. We all do. Look at the actual charges. Check your email too. Search for words like subscription, renewal, membership, trial. You'll be surprised what you find. Confirmations for services you completely forgot about. Most banks now offer tools that categorize spending automatically. Use them. They'll flag recurring payments. By the end of 5 minutes, you should have a complete list. Step 2. The value assessment. 5 minutes. Now comes honesty. For each subscription, ask 3 questions. When did I last use this? Be specific, not sometime recently. Actual dates. If you can't remember the last time you opened the app or watched the channel, that tells you something. Does this align with my current life? Maybe that gym membership made sense before your knee surgery. Does it now? The meditation app you subscribed to during a stressful period? Is that stress still present? Could I access this another way? Libraries offer magazines. Friends share streaming passwords within household limits. Free versions of apps often provide 90% of the functionality. Calculate the cost per use. If you pay $15 monthly for a service you use twice, that's $7.50 per use. Worth it? You decide. Step 3. The elimination round. 5 minutes. Be ruthless here. Every subscription that didn't pass the value test gets canceled. Right now, not later. Now, don't let the companies win. They're counting on you to procrastinate, to say, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow turns into never. Most services let you cancel online. Some make it harder. They want you to call. Do it anyway. 5 minutes of mild discomfort saves you hundreds of dollars. If you're hesitating because of loss aversion, recognize it. That's your psychology being manipulated. The question isn't what am I losing, it's what am I gaining by keeping this. For borderline subscriptions, try this. Cancel it. See if you miss it. Most services let you restart anytime. If you genuinely need it back, you'll know within a month. Chances are you won't even notice it's gone. Once you've completed your first audit, you're not done. You're just beginning. Because subscriptions are designed to accumulate. You need ongoing vigilance. Set a calendar reminder. Same day every year, make it a ritual. Your financial spring cleaning, block out 20 minutes. Review everything. Some people prefer quarterly checks, 15 minutes every 3 months. Either way works. The key is consistency. Here's an advanced move. Switch annual subscriptions to monthly. I know this sounds backwards. Annual plans often cost less per month, but they also lock you in. They create a larger sunk cost. They hide the regular bleeding. Monthly billing keeps costs visible. You see them every month. You're more likely to evaluate whether you're getting value. Yes, you might pay slightly more annually, but you'll cancel faster when something stops serving you. That saves more in the long run. Consider this approach. For any new subscription, set a 30-day calendar reminder. Most free trials last 14 days. Companies hope you'll forget before the trial ends. Beat them at their game. The reminder goes off. You decide whether to keep it based on actual usage, not optimistic projections. Use the pause option when available. Many services now offer this instead of cancellation. Going on vacation for 3 months? Pause your meal kit subscription. Not watching shows in the summer? Pause streaming. You lose nothing, you save everything. Negotiate, especially with services you've had for years. When renewal time comes, call customer retention. Say you're considering canceling. Often they'll offer discounts, reduced rates for loyal customers. It works more than you'd think. Share family plans. One subscription split among 4 family members costs a quarter as much per person. Streaming services, cloud storage, music platforms, most allow this. Take advantage, but the most powerful strategy is simply this. Default to no. When you see an appealing subscription offer, assume you'll say no. Let them convince you otherwise. Make the case for subscribing a high bar to clear. This reverses the status quo bias. Instead of subscribing being the default, not subscribing becomes default. I'm older now. I've learned some things about money, about what matters. When you're younger, you think scarcity is the problem. Not enough income, not enough saved. You chase more. Higher salary, better returns, smarter investments. But I've watched friends retire. I've seen what happens. The problem is rarely income. It's leakage. Death by 1,000 small cuts. Subscriptions, convenience fees, automatic renewals. Things nobody notices. Things that add up. Your working years are finite. Every dollar that leaks out is a dollar that could have bought you freedom later. Time options. Security. This isn't about being cheap. It's about being intentional. I remember sitting at that kitchen table looking at my own subscription list, seeing $237 monthly money. I thought I had money. That was just gone. I canceled most of them. Kept 3. I genuinely valued my monthly subscription spending dropped to $41. That's $196 back in my pocket. Every month, $2,352 yearly. That money? I redirected it to my grandchildren's education fund. Something that actually matters. Something aligned with my values. The services I canceled? I don't miss a single one. Here's what I learned. Companies want you to feel like you need everything. Like life without premium streaming is somehow less. Like you're missing out. But the opposite is true. When you cut the noise, you find clarity. You discover what you actually value. You stop paying for someone else's idea of your lifestyle. Your automation has served you well. Those automatic savings transfers, that discipline. But now it's time to audit the other side. The automatic expenses working against you. 15 minutes, 1 audit, thousands reclaimed. The clock is ticking. Every month that passes is another month of losses. You can't recover. But the next month, that's yours to reclaim. Look at your bank statement tonight. Write down every recurring charge. Be honest about what you actually use. Cancel what doesn't serve you. This isn't about deprivation. It's about freedom, about directing your money toward what truly matters instead of letting it drain away on forgotten services. Your savings automation was the first step. This audit is the second together. They create a system that actually works. Don't wait. The companies are counting on you to wait, to procrastinate, to forget. Prove them wrong. Find what remains when you strip away the excess. It's your money, your future, your choice. What are you going to do with it?